you go. So this is just a little exercise to over-exaggerate the feeling through your body of how you should feel for a turn. You can even let your inside or your right leg bend at the knee and reach back a little to help her hip come around. Because these are bendy turns. Try again. Good. Bend your knee and bring your right heel back a little bit. There you go. These are just kind of bending banana turns. There you go. Nice. Nice. You do.
It's like you do have a left hip.
Yep, it's still there. Good. Now just relax and bring your arm back forward. And now turn to the left, same way. But this time hold the rein for the first change. Good. And now try the same thing going to the left. You'll have to hold everything.
Here.
Yeah, just toss it. I don't think you need it.
To you. We don't need the extra. You're being such a good girl. Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Yep, so just to feel. This is, again, we're working on Lucy.
Yeah, this helps me so much because so understanding how my poor seat bones were not riding.
Yeah.
This is hard for me. I can feel it. It's like almost a stretch.
So relax your hips through that. You're still pushing with your hips.
Am I? Okay.
Yep. Just sit on your butt seat bones, and if you need to, you can use your leg a little. That's a little better. Your hips are looking a little quieter.
And she's quieter. Like, she's like, oh, you want me to bend? Okay.
Yep. And she'll tell you too when you get stiff. Good, you can, there you go. Reach up with your inside hand, your left hand, yep. Good. And just play with kind of being a little more fluid and free in the saddle. Good. And then lower it back down. Good. Good.
It's very interesting to me. Here's the side that I just never really paid attention to.
You've got to pay attention to both sides for balance. Yep, shorten your inside rein just a little bit. There you go. That's it. Because if you keep your inside rein just a hair shorter, that makes a little more sense.
Good girl.
Just get your hand in the center. Get your rein hand in the center while you're doing the exercise. That's it. There. Okay, so this time go through the center and change directions by changing your body first. There. And then add a hint with the rein. Yeah. Even take that hand and put it on her rump. That's it. Feel the stretch through your whole upper body. She looks like she's loving this too. Because what you guys are doing is you're stretching and finding ways to get your bodies in sync. Good. Don't pump with the hip. You're pumping a little bit more with the left outside. Just stay plugged in and let her move you. Good. Shrug your shoulders in that position. There you go. This sounds like a weird one, but stick out your tongue and roll your eyes in the back of your head. That's kind of a facial stretch. There you go. Don't let anybody see you do it because it's weird, but it releases any tension we hold in our jaw.
No, that's true, and I hold a lot of tension in my jaw.
Yep. So if you do that one, and then also just open your mouth as wide as you can. Every now and then. Do you feel like your jaw kind of loosening? Yeah. So we hold tension in different places, and then the horses can mimic that. So if you're tight in the jaw, it runs all the way down your arms into your hands, and then your horse becomes tight in the jaw.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Horses really are our mirrors. Good. When you're ready, change direction. Body first. Nice. Good. So in this position, you can also play with your legs a little. It might sound opposite, but going this way to the left, I would bring my left leg back behind the canter cue, and I'd let my right leg go up and push on the shoulder. Again, these are not finished maneuvers that you would do in the dressage arena, but they're just kind of like stretching.
Oh, that feels really good.
Good. Oh, look how much more bend you're getting. So she's telling you kind of what feels good and what allows her to bend. So opening, and I do allow my toes to point out. I don't worry about having my toes going forward for this exercise.
Okay.
By letting my toes point out, I take a lot of pressure off my knees. And I have knee trouble. But when I'm ready to be schooling for a show, then I'll work on getting my toes back aligned.
Okay.
So again,
This is so nice.
good. Good, so coming through the middle as you cross the center line, change direction and circle the opposite way. So you're gonna switch your legs, you're gonna bring your right leg back. Good, you can help her with the rein a little bit. Really bring that right leg back behind the canter cue. Oh, wow. Do you just see how she wants to turn when it's there?
Yeah.
So make sure it's there, but a little softer.
Okay.
Good. She might need a break to stop. So let's do 2 circles going to the right, and then we'll bring her to a stop.
So this goes back.
Yep.
Oh, there. Okay.
Yep. So now you're wandering into the pieces of bridleless riding. So by bringing that right leg back and tempering it, you can either do a tight turn or a short turn.
There. You know what? When I put my right leg back, I have a hard time moving my hip.
Interesting.
And when I lock my hip, that's when she stops and does that.
Ah.
That was a total locking her hip and maybe a little bit of that cantered apart locked.
Yes. So by doing it at the walk, you can get a lot of insight on your horse's opinion of how we are up in the saddle.
Look at how much more she's stretching, and I learned to relax that hip.
Yep, I love how she's relaxing in the pole and she's bending. She was bending at the base of the neck. Just let your left hand relax into the neck. There you go. Pick it up if you need to correct her. Otherwise, just let that left hand relax. Breathe all the way down deep so your breath comes to your hips and loosens and you stay plugged.
She is like, oh man, this like so explains a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna do a break because my
Yep.
body needs
Just
it.
ride her to the stop.
Good girl.
There's some licking and chewing with her.
Good girl. I can so see where some of this is my locking. For some reason, I've learned how to just lock my right hip. Maybe because it's stiffer,
Yeah.
and when it doesn't want to move, instead of pushing myself through it, my brain just turns it off. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Self-protection, maybe?
Yeah. Good girl. Yeah, that could totally be what it is because she is reacting differently.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is probably self-protection. Are you going to do the jump up or what are you
Yeah.
going to do?
Yeah.
But I can so see where that's a little bit of a block for her and it's my body that's blocking her.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So this is going to be very helpful, Miss. Yes, it is. You're very
What do you
good
say, Ella?
girl.
You're such a good girl. But taking the time to, first do the exercises at the standstill so you get some awareness.
Mhm.
Thanks to the pre-ride checklist, we're not worried about our safety on her back
Yeah.
because we know she's relaxed. We know she'll speed up and slow down. So now then, because of that, we can go into a little more of what I call passenger riding,
Yeah.
where she's kind of carrying me around and I'm generally saying, go here or there, but then I can start to play and experiment with my body
Yeah.
and over-exaggerate, shrugging, relaxing, twisting, paying attention to, am I driving with my seat? Am I relaxed with my seat? Where are my legs? Are my legs just stuck, which sticks my hips? Or
Yeah.
can my legs move and relax? What happens when we go to those different positions with our legs, and making sure that you finding in your hips a whole, I mean, you had the big ahas.
Yeah, it's like got to me, and it's, I've just never been able to take the time to figure this out.
Right, because, well, it's time to do that
Yeah.
now. Your health is back, your body's back, you're doing the stretchings off the horse, you've got a horse under you that's back to the sensible, calm, listening horse, and she feels better when you're more fluid,
Oh, yeah.
and you feel better when she's more fluid. So it is the cycle of visiting her and visiting you.
Yeah.
And then today we've been able to bring those two parts together, and that's where you start to develop that subtle communication that leads to bridleless riding.
Okay, that makes so much sense. Because that was really cool, because her first reaction to that going to the right was, is she going to ask me for a canter to park? And I don't know if I want to do this. And she started to brace, and I was like, you're bracing because my hip is braced.
Yes. And you had to have clarity of cues.
Yeah.
So when we get into the bridleless stuff, accuracy of where you put your foot, your heel, your calf is really important. So you got to be sure that that bending cue is behind the canter cue.
Exactly.
And so you've got to get accurate. And
well, and it's totally the opposite too, because the canter cue, you put your, at least the way I asked to canter, is an inside leg to the girth. I do move my outside leg back a little bit, but that's been something that all my horses have learned. I don't have to do that. I just have to give them support.
Yep, and any cue, you could make up touching your nose to get your horse to canter.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really up to you. So if the inside, I like an inside leg too sometimes, because then I can stay over that.
I feel like you can stay more balanced.
Yep.
Like when I try to throw my outside leg back, it's like, especially when I was in that stupid jump saddle.
Yeah.
I was like, this is stupid.
Right. But you got to find,
it was stupid too.
Right. And you got to find what works for you. So the trick is, and that's what I was talking about the bridleless riding, is the progression to get there is truly unique to you. I can show you my system, but we have to integrate what you and your horse already know.
Yeah.
And then we just have to get everything really crystal clear.
Yeah.
So you could see there that you weren't having to use the reins for the primary communication, but they were there for backup.
Yeah.
Which was really neat, to see her kind of stretching and finding her body. And at some of those bends, when she really first, you put it way back there, you almost got too much of a bend.
Yeah.
And there was no reins. She was just coming right around.
Exactly. She was just doing it.
So that's kind of some of the fun stuff.
She says, I don't need a rein. You're such a good girl. Yes, you are. You're just the best. You are so good, and you're such a good little student. I love you. Yeah, I love riding.